I don't know how other on-screen kisses go, but in my case, the director and my co-star for that scene were so helpful because I think they really understood that this girl is new. She's new. It's fresh. These are not things she's done.
Yeah.
So leave alone remembering the lines. Now this other part, they're like, hey, let's help her. So I really have to give props to Ruben Odanga as a director because he actually, it wasn't even the set when it was time for, because a kiss is a very intimate thing. You're supposed to be really in the moment. It's not just quick and
pros, they're like
it's rough. It's a difficult thing to do. So he actually cleared out the set, so there weren't any people who are not core members who are there.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Artsing Show. My name is Chepto Ekboyo, and today we have Maureen Kunga. She's an actress, a musician, and a content creator. Welcome to the show, Maureen.
Thank you for having me.
Unajua kwa content creator nilikuwa najishuku kidogo, but since you're happy.
No, it's true. I am a content creator.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. And thank you for the invite.
Karibu sana. So now, Maureen, who is Maureen Kunga?
Wow. These are how the questions go. Maureen Kunga is a singer, a songwriter, an advocate of the High Court, which I don't use enough, but we'll discuss that. And recently an actress. I was in my first movie for the first time, so I'm very excited about that. And I think just all around a happy person, a happy, nice person, I think.
Oh, that's key. Happy and nice.
Yeah.
Because if you're happy and you're not nice, again, there's no essence of being a happy person.
Exactly. Who's evil, Yeah.
Give us a short background of your family.
So I am the last born in a family of 3 children. So my brother is actually in the public eye also. He's a content creator as well, but he does tech and cars.
What's his handle?
His handle is at Muirigi. So if you've ever seen Muirigi anywhere, that is my brother. That is my blood brother. There was a whole scandal once where they thought, because I took a picture with him and people were like, we have found her boyfriend.
Date him.
I'm like, guys, it's my brother, guys. So that's my brother. He's the firstborn. Then my sister, she's a doctor. She's amazing. She's the brains kabisa of the family.
This is a family of excellence.
Yes, you see, I'm telling you. And then there's me. So I'm the baby. People say, when they meet me, they say I don't strike them as a last born. So I'll take that. I don't know whether that's a compliment. It's an insult. I don't know. But yeah, I'm the baby.
Actually, I saw you as a middle child.
Yeah, you see,
not as a last
people
born.
always say firstborn or middle. I don't know why. I don't know the characteristics that I have.
I think I'll tell you by the end of this show. Once I realize why I said that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So yeah, we were born and raised in Langata. And that is where my parents grew us up, and they're still there.
Yeah. Langata ni ocha.
Exactly, pretty much.
Now, which schools did you go to?
So in primary school, I went to Loreto Convent Msongari, the whole way, standard 1 to standard 8. Then I went to Kianda for high school, form 1 through to form 4. So I was those girls for one school. You know how the people shift. I never shifted.
Me too. My parents are like, no, you're not doing that. Where you stay here.
So Kianda for secondary school, and then I went to Nairobi University to study law, and then Kenya School of Law.
Yani wewe hujatoka in Nairobi
nowhere. Nairobi.
Let's talk law. You said you don't talk about it more. Do you do it as a consulting? This one you've decided this was just my papers, I'm done.
It's over. So I had thought initially it was just going to be papers and finished. In fact, somewhere second year I was like, Mom, nimechoka, I'm done. But of course, we are Kenyans and Africans. You finish what you start. There's no such thing at quitting second year. No. So I had to finish. I really, at some point, I thought it wasn't for me. But what I didn't realize is there are so many, having a law degree is is insane because there's law in every aspect of everything.
Yeah.
So even acting, there are contracts still. There's still negotiation that you have to do. There are still lawyers who are needed. Singing, same thing. So once I realized I can enter the entertainment side of law, I was like, oh, okay.
Now this is gonna be cool.
Sour. It's okay. Because initially I had thought it means I have to be in court, I have to litigate, I have to be a corporate lawyer, I have to be commercial. But then now when you realize, oh wait, there's law in every aspect. There's intellectual property law, there's contract law, which is what I sort of teach now. So I don't practice law in the strict sense of the word. But I do a lot of teaching and a lot of consultancy, particularly to artists who are up and coming, training on contracts and intellectual property, because it's so important to know that stuff. And if half the things, if we knew when we started, there are so many contracts we would not have entered. You know.
So this teaching aspect is just with the artist.
Yes.
It's not like a class you're going to lecture.
No, I don't lecture. I don't lecture in, I mean, that might be fun. but no, I don't lecture. Most of them are actually workshops. Sometimes you'll find very many NGOs and also actually just governmental bodies create workshops. And during those workshops, one of the segments will be learning about the law, so that's when now I come in and I'm the teacher for the day.
That's like a cool way.
Yeah, like it's a nice way to use it, because then I'm actually empowering somebody who, if I was in their position, I would have loved that information.
Yeah, and then also it's not demanding. It's
Exactly.
not that every 5 you have this class that you have to teach.
Exactly.
And making money on the side.
Exactly, you see.
Now, we were introduced to you as Elani.
Yes.
And tukaimba kuku then kidogo mukadisappear. What happened to Elani? Are you guys on a journey of alone together kama Sauti Sol? Ama Elani imeisha na tusahau?
Oh, I like that, alone together. I've never used that term. I think maybe that's the best way to put it. So we are very much still together. I think we've reached a point, at some point you meet someone when you're 17, 18 years old and you know them till for years.
Yeah.
At some point you're just stuck. It's like we're married by the three of us. It's finished. It's over. We will die together. We will know each other forever. So there's never ever an apart. There's never a time when we'll say it is over and we're not doing anything together. However, I think having met each other so young and starting the journey so young and going full force into it so young, we've grown up together. So when you grow up together, you get to a place, your late 20s, you start realizing, wait, okay, I love this and I love what I'm doing. But also maybe I want to act. Maybe also I want to, like Wamboy, get into some other businesses as well. Brian also wants to release some music that maybe the messaging of that music is predominantly male. Like it's a man singing a song. It doesn't reflect exactly. So now when those things are happening, if Brian comes and says there's this project he really wants to do, like the good wives we are in our big marriage, we're like, I mean, you have to allow somebody to shine and to fly, you know? When we had first started our career as a group, for example, acting for me would never have been in the cards because we were so steadfast. We're going to do this. We're going to succeed at this.
Yeah.
But at some point, you reach a point in your life where you're like, okay, we've done this. We've really succeeded. We've enjoyed the journey so much. What else do you like? What else do you want to do? Even you now as Boyo, for example, here you are doing this.
Yes.
This is not what you started out doing. But at some point,
magazeti
you see, at some point you find yourself. And I think
it becomes a routine.
Exactly.
And you want to challenge yourself more.
And I know also COVID did that a lot for people, where you come to that space where you're like, hiya.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can literally die tomorrow. Like I actually can. What will I have done with that time?
Yeah.
So we sat down and had that conversation also. They're still so very supportive. They came to watch the movie when the movie came out. They're not, in fact, if I could have put them as extras in that movie, ningewaweka, but it's not my movie, like it was not my say.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are still very much alone together. Yeah.
So is there a time cap? Ama alone together will just go on until when you guys decide?
It's not really a time cap because we talk all the time. So it's one of those things that are just sort of developing as we go. So Brian wanted to do some of his music solo.
Yeah.
He did it. We were there. Even all the interviews tulikuwa hapo, you should have seen us. We're just there. We're like, Brian, sing for us all, since it's not our song. And then when the movie came, you see, so that was a journey Brian was taking first before I even knew about the movie. And so it's now we are developing and allowing each other the space to sort of be like, okay. Though I really want, there'll be songs where we're like, hey, you guys, we have to go to studio. This song is fire. We have to do this song. But it's really just an evolving process. There's no formula to it. Yeah.
So will there be a solo music career for you? Acting is now your thing.
I think music is always, like, music is my blood. I don't think I can ever say no. I don't think I can ever say no to anything. Actually, you might find me, I don't know, I might become an engineer, I might go back to school and become something else, because I think if you stick to a lane, like now I would have been a lawyer. It would be my, I don't know how many years of being a lawyer. Maybe I'd have been a partner somewhere, who knows, maybe I'd have my own farm, but it's not the story I wanted. So I'm very open to, from 2023, where does life want to take us? Let's go.
That's where you'll follow.
Yeah.
Right now, would you say you love listening to music or creating music?
Ooh. Wow. That's a good question. Actually, now, funny enough, and by now I mean like the past 2 weeks.
Like this period.
Now, like 2023 has found me writing a lot more. I never used to. So Brian was always our strongest songwriter. All those hit songs you've had. Brian's penmanship, madness. So even now he writes for himself and for others. He's very gifted.
So he's a proper songwriter.
Yeah, him is a proper. Us, we were just the amateurs. Boy and I. So to get to a space where I'm finding myself also writing now. It also means specific things for me. It means I found such a peace in my mind, such a calm place where there's stuff I want to say.
Yeah.
That I used to write, because I used to write like stories, not songs. I used to write poetry and stories when I was younger. And you find yourself sort of losing that. As time goes by, you're going to school. Oh, you're in law school, Mara, you're doing exams. If you're not doing exams, you're doing what? And
it's an art by itself.
Exactly. It is. And then Elani, and you're everywhere. Mara, you're touring. Mara, you're whatever. So now, and again, I think maybe it's something to do with COVID. You come to a space where the world forced you to stop, first of all, because everyone had to stop for a moment.
Yeah.
So the world forced us to stop, and then I'm sitting sometimes in my house, and I'm like, hiya, wait, that's not too bad. And so I put, on my phone or like on my recording. So I found myself writing a lot. So don't be surprised if you hear, Maureen all of a sudden has some songs that are on the way. It's okay, just listen to them.
Awesome. We'll wait for those songs.
Yeah.
Now you've made your acting debut.
I have.
Kwanzaa, me have beef. Why did it take you this long?
To end to
start acting. Yeah.
So funny enough, I used to act in like nursery school. In nursery school and primary school. I used to act. We had, in fact, I'm Catholic. I was raised Catholic. So in Holy Family Basilica, during Easter, I was one of those, three kings. I was Uko. I think that was my small acting debut. I was always the second king, always. And that's when I'm 6-7 years old. Of course, it's just singing, but you still have to carry yourself, like a wise man. And, So that was my sort of introduction into acting. When we went into high school, those things like drama fests and whatnot were there in my primary school, but unfortunately not in my high school. So you stop. There was no access to those things in the school that I was in. So what happens is you just find yourself now becoming a watcher. You just because the opportunity is not there.
It's not there anymore.
But singing really developed. We had a very strong choir. We had a very strong musical in my high school, but not a lot of acting. So I think I just found myself like gravitating. Now, why I've taken long is because I did not know I could act. I didn't know.
Because of also that gap.
Yes, of many formative years, the big years. And there was a gap. So when I left, everyone is telling me, oh my God, you can really sing. I'm like, okay, I can sing, no problem, let's do it. And I loved to sing. And then now acting sort of just back burner because it was never front of my mind because it's a whole of high school. So from 13 to 18, it's not around. So you sort of like realize, or you forget, it's not really front of your mind. And then just gafla bin vu. I'm told about an audition. I'm like, okay.
You gave that courage and you went.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us more about this A Familiar Christmas. What is it about? Without spoilers, for guys who have not watched.
First of all, if you have not watched it yet, immediately this interview is over. Go to Showmax and watch A Familiar Christmas. I know Christmas time is over, but good Kenyan movies are anytime.
They're timeless.
Any time of the year.
Yeah.
So A Familiar Christmas is a story surrounding the Moran family. So our surname is Moran. My name is Grace Moran. I'm the firstborn daughter, and there are 2 children. So Pascal Tokodi is my small bro. Yeah, called Melita.
That's gonna be that's already like a fun.
Yeah. So Pascal is my small brother. Because of COVID, in the storyline, we have not been home for 3 years, which is very familiar. That's what everyone did. You don't want to see your parents. You don't want to see people who are older. You don't want to potentially take anything there. Yeah. Everything was locked down anyway, you know. So for 3 years, we've not seen each other. Now, when we left each other 3 years before, I was a happily married woman. My brother was single, living the life. And now we have come and things have turned
It's the opposite.
Things have turned over. But in true, sometimes African fashion, you know, there are some things people are so afraid to tell their parents. So I've come with this big secret. And it's in the trailer, so at least I'm not spoiling, that my husband and I are not together. But it's a big secret. I've not told anybody.
Yeah.
Of course, if you show up for Christmas without your
better
other,
that's already the big question.
Like, what's happening? So it's all the drama of me trying to hide it. Pascal has come with a fiance, not even girlfriend. He's getting married. We have never heard of her. We have never seen her. We have never met her.
And his life just moved on.
Exactly. So now it's just the humor and the drama that starts from there. That, you know, that both these people have come with very different secrets. One is very sad, one is very happy. But both of them are shaking up the household. And then now our mom, who's a very meddling lady who comes to fix everything. She's like, if something is wrong, I will fix it. So
I think it's just all moms.
Exactly. You see, that's why I'm saying it's actually very relatable.
Yeah.
So that's why the name even A Familiar Christmas is such a nice name, because it really makes sense within the, you know, the scope of African families.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom, she wreaked havoc on us. Proper problems. Yeah. So that's what the story is about. But at the end of it, it's just a very wholesome Christmas movie. It obviously ends with love and happiness because it's Christmas. It's Christmas time. Everyone needs to be happy.
That joy must be there.
Yes, exactly. So it's a very feel-good film, a very relatable film, a family film, and it has also all the basic Kenyan concepts of Christmas. So there'll be a lot of food, a lot of music, a lot of family, a lot of laughter. Yeah, it was really fun to make. Yeah.
How was it playing a mom as your first role?
Right? So I have not yet been blessed with children, right? So the great thing about it was, when I got the role, we did a chemistry test with now who my child would be. So 2 very, very talented girls. Actually, it was so shocking because you're talking to these girls, they're telling you they're 10. You're like, how?
You're like you already know your career at 10.
How do you know, you know? But they came in, and actually I was so very comfortable with both of them because they were also so comfortable. They're so confident, so comfortable. It was so easy. You know, sometimes when it's easy to have a conversation with a young person, it also makes you feel good. You're like, okay, we can
relate.
Exactly, we can relate. So it was a really, really nice experience. Everyone in the cast actually sort of ended up being like family, like playing that role that they were supposed to play. You know, even off screen,
they were still
we're still sort of hanging out as if we are family members. Like mom was just our mom, even off screen, you know.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. But to play a mom was a bit challenging in that there are some things that, you know, a person who doesn't have children would take for granted.
Yeah.
But you start remembering, oh no, wait, if I'm really truly this character and I'm looking at my daughter and her hair is shaggy, I will not allow. Like,
definitely, you will not
allow it. You know. So with time, those things started developing, and it was really nice. So even off, like the Nini, I'd be telling her. So her name in the film is Wangeshi, but her real name is Hannah. Sometimes I'd be like, Hannah, I put in your, you know, in your shirt. So I really used to laugh at myself about that. But yeah, it got easy. Past the audition, and that was so nice to be able to meet them before. It really got easy to do.
I had, you had your
Hey, what
first
are you about to ask me?
on-screen kiss.
Oh, wait. Hey, I've even choked on.
While shooting the film.
I did.
So was it like a one-take thing? Was it like a several-take thing? How was that experience like?
Is there a part of this show where you decline to answer? I don't know. No, it was the great thing, honestly, about shooting. I don't know how other on-screen kisses go. But in my case, the director and my co-star for that scene were so helpful. Because I think they really understood that this girl is new. She's new. It's fresh. These are not things she's done.
Yeah.
So leave alone remembering the lines. Now this other part, they're like, hey, let's help her. So I really have to give props to Ruben Odanga as a director, because he actually, it wasn't even the set when it was time for, because a kiss is a very intimate thing. Like you're supposed to be really in the moment. It's not just quick and
pros, they're like,
it's rough. It's a difficult thing to do. So he actually cleared out the set, so there weren't any people who are not core members who are there. So it makes it so much easier, because now instead of having 15 people there, they're just like 4. So
that's a bit better.
Now, your mind can focus on the,
on the kiss.
Exactly, on the kiss that's about to happen. And then also Charles, who plays Isaac, who is my love interest in the film. We spoke a lot about it before. Actually, we're like, okay, are we okay? Like, how are we?
It was like a discussion.
Like, let's talk about this. Because he hadn't had an on-screen kiss either. So it was actually, so we were both very new in that aspect. So we discussed it, we talked it through with the director as well. Just a nice conversation was had. It was not one take, to be fair. It wasn't. But it didn't feel heavy or dark or difficult, because the people really helped make it a more pleasant experience.
Wow.
Yeah. It didn't hurt that he was good looking.
I know.
It didn't hurt.
It did that because I saw him. I'm like,
you're like, okay. Sorry, continue.
What would you say were some of the difficult scenes to shoot for you?
Oh, there's one scene where I get tipsy. I'm drunk at family dinner. And my husband, who we've really been fighting for years, we've been fighting. And he comes to the family and he has really good news for the family, and he's sharing it. And they're, of course, celebrating him because
they have not seen him. They have not been with him.
Exactly. And they're celebrating him. And in a new and that's the thing. And I'm drunk in the scene. So I really insult him first. And keep in mind, everyone is at the table, including our child, So first, even when I read it, my first thing is, you see, because I'm not a mother, my only thought is how would my mother, how would I'm like, my mother would never, I'm reading this thing, I'm like, she would never to talk like this in front of, in front of the child, her own father and her own mother. I was like, hey, so it took me a long time to be like, hey, which level of rage have you reached that you can talk,
that you have no censors anymore,
no censor in front of everyone, So that was difficult for me, because in that scene I shout at my mother. Now let me tell you, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I was so confused. And especially because Alice, the actress, she's so nice. So I'm like, and I'm yelling, telling her how she can't possibly understand what I'm going through. Like, how can you, you want to talk, that kind of.
Yeah.
I was like,
you would feel guilty.
Hey, let me tell you, we did that scene. I won't lie, we did it many times because I couldn't speak with that bile. I was supposed to be full of hatred. So it was very difficult for me. Hey, we kept doing it. Then even the director at some point said, okay, in between the takes when she's trying to do it, the rest of the cast don't talk. Because in between, so say we're doing one take, we do it. In between, you're just chilling, waiting to be called again.
You relax.
Exactly, so I relax. So he's watching me relax, but trying to get back again. He's like, everyone in between, nyamazeni tu. Let her sit in that rage of that anger, So once they finally, once we did that, maybe it was 2 more takes, and until a tear actually came out, I actually cried. And it was really full of, I I don't know, it was just so hateful. That's why it was
of the
it
good
was rough.
stuff the director wanted.
The good stuff that the director wanted, Yeah, so that one was very hard for me. A few of there's one other one that didn't make the cut, unfortunately, in the movie, but we had a very big fight with my husband that didn't show, but that also was quite emotional, like heavy emotionally. Yeah.
You've said that for this character you molded it with your mom, thinking what your mom was like.
Yes,
and
just in terms of
style.
parenting. Yes.
Yeah. What would you say is your method of acting?
Oh,
do you have like a method?
So throughout my life, I've been very, very, what's the word? Like extra. Like I'm too detail oriented sometimes. So what I'd do sometimes, so I have the script, I know the scenes that are tomorrow, I'd go through them with a pen, I'd say, so it says, for example, my name in the movie is Noni. So Noni laughs with Alan, for example, her husband. So I'd write a note, look into his eyes, like while you laugh. You know what I mean? Like I'd follow, like what do I want to see if I were to portray her? This woman has been married to this man for 12 years. So even if she's angry, even if she's happy, there's still a love. There's still that thread of love.
Underlining love.
So those are the things I used to, every night before we shoot the next day, I'd go through all the scenes, write notes on the side, write how I'm feeling on the side, go back to the backstory I have created about these people who have been married for 13 years. They are together, they've been together. And then just sort of try to, even when we are now coming in to do the practice scenes before we actually shoot, I'd ask, like, now Keith Trugger was my husband in the film. So I'd ask him, like, okay, how do you feel like about this? Because I'm thinking I look into your eyes here. Like, I'm thinking we do this, or I touch your arm, or I this. So also that feedback, because I was new at it. I don't know if I've developed a method yet, but the method I chose during that movie.
I think you've developed more than a method. That's like a system.
So yeah, I'm very system oriented, like as a person, just everything in my life. So what I was doing for that one is also using a lot of their knowledge to ask questions, and I'm so happy the cast was so comfortable just sharing what they know. And Ruben also, as a director, so happy to discuss, like, okay, how do you feel about this scene? How do you want to do it? So that helped a lot. So I think my method for this movie was being over prepared and also asking for a lot of feedback from the cast members. Yeah.
Some of us would have just crammed.
You just got the lines.
You're internalizing.
I did.
Creating what's it called?
A backstory.
Ngumu sana. No. How was it working with Pascal Tokodi, who is your script brother?
Yes, my little brother. He's like my little brother in real life, honestly. I knew Pascal for years. That's the thing. So before, when he was a musician, how long ago was that?
Hey,
so exactly. So that's how I met Pascal. So Elani was just starting out. Pascal was just looking to get into music. He wasn't even in music completely yet. He got into music, and we used to meet a lot. We did some of the same gigs. We did some, when we were starting out. So when I met him also, it's that relief of, hey, at least one of the faces is familiar. Yeah. Like I know someone.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. Of course, now you see you're working with someone who has become such a prolific actor in the time, and I've been doing this other thing on this side with my music, and I'm now in his world, in his home.
Yeah.
So he also really, really helped me. Every once in a while, like if we're doing a take and I was a bit doubtful, you'll just feel the hand. He's like, it's okay, it was good. Like that was good.
Oh, that's nice.
I was like, oh,
it's like a good supporting system.
It was nice. So that's what I was saying. The movie actually the characters ended up being like that. Like he was like my bro for real. Yeah. So it was really so wholesome. Sometimes I talk about it, I'm like, it was like a dream a bit, honestly. Like it was, because it was very wholesome. And the same thing, like the ones, because Pascal also directs, he's also behind the lens, so he knows also some of the more detailed things,
stuff that you need to do.
So he was very, very helpful. He's like, no, okay, this time no problem. When you're running off screen, just remember the camera cuts here. You don't have to run all the way over there. Just run till here.
Don't overrun.
Don't overdo it. Just come this way. Yeah. So he helped me with some of the more technical things that I would never have known. Yeah.
I heard there are 2 more sequel to this coming. So 2 questions here. The first one is, which are these sequels, and are you going to be in both of them? And have you started production?
Now
That's like 3 questions.
Wow. The unfortunate truth, even if you're asking me 3 questions, is that it is not my mandate or permission to say any of those things regarding any of these films. That's not me. I think you have to ask Ruben. When are you having him on? Let's go. We call him
Ruben.
Hi there.
We've been waiting to do this. We've been waiting to do this for long, since Selena days.
Oh, for him to come here?
For him to come.
Oh,
or for him to go to him. Ruben.
Bro, come. Now let me tell you, that's the answer. In fact, when he comes, let that be your second question. Because I'm not at liberty to say.
Yeah.
So, though I can't say, I certainly hope so. I certainly hope, not even to let this be one of those movies, for decades. Every year you meet the Moran family. I'd be so happy.
It reminds me of that Netflix one. How to Ruin Christmas. But now that is a series.
Yes, exactly. But that thing, if we can do it, let me tell you, I'd be happy to even have my grandbabies on that show. You know what I mean? Let's develop and let's love the characters.
You can do it for Valentine's.
You see?
Do it for
every
Easter.
Easter. Every holiday. We can do 3 movies a year. I can't refuse.
Now, this being your first project, what other projects would you want to do?
So I'm now getting very open to, you see, when you touch something the first time, that's when you you're like, hey, this tastes good. This was not bad. I can do this. So I've opened up myself also to a lot more auditions, just looking for, because a lot of people actually thought this role just fell on my lap. No, I auditioned. I went and I auditioned for everybody else.
That's actually what surprised me the most. I was like, kwani Maureen sio ule wa McCall?
Yeah, no. I went and I auditioned, and now, grace of God, I got it. So similar things. I'm like, if I see something that's really interesting to me in terms of a character, why not try? So I think 2023 is sort of the beginning of my, I don't know, I guess I can call it year of yes also. It's just the year that I'm very open to things. I'm not closed off to any kind of character because I'd like to see what it does to me. How playing this role, encompassing this person, portraying this even evil human being. Let me say I become like this, like a really bad mother or a really bad boss, I'd like to see what is that like, So I'm very open. So let me just say this out loud. Casting directors everywhere.
She's open.
I'm very open. I'm very open. I'm just down to experience everything. So let it be. I think I'll let go and let God have it. I will audition for stuff just the same way I auditioned and prayed for this one and I got it. Let's see.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Now, talking about marriage, you are married in real life for about 3 years now. My question is, what has marriage taught you? Things that has surprised you that you never thought it's supposed to be like that. I think,
first of all, let me tell you, you're very clever because excuse me.
I know you don't share about your private life.
I don't.
But you can share about lessons.
Exactly. Yes. That's why I said you're very clever because your question is very roundabout.
Yes, I like that.
That's a very good question. That has been put in a good way. I've learned to trust myself, to trust my opinions, to let go and let God sometimes. Because sometimes I used to be a very let me tell you, I used to be a controlling lady. Just in terms of it's the same way I'm telling you, even with the movie and shooting, I'd be writing these are the emotions and these are the feelings and so I was always very I thought the road was straight in life. I really thought it was straight.
You're like a list person.
I am.
I'm a list person too, and I know what you're talking about.
Let me tell you, you will swiftly learn that other people also have lists. It's not just your list. I think life is just a beautiful thing, and if I didn't learn that lesson this way, I'd probably have learned it on a set somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I've learned to trust myself, trust my gut, that other people's opinions are just as valid as mine. If not even more sometimes, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
And just to, let go and let God. Yeah.
What advice will you give other women who are looking for that fairy tale to happen for them? In their waiting period.
First, I'll say there's no part of life that is a fairy tale. There's none. I think it's you can romanticize your own life, and for that, I'm 100%. You put in the work to make sure that your life is as happy as you want it to be, but don't entrust that happiness fairy tale thing to anybody except yourself, because you can't control what other people do. You can't control what other people say. You can't control. So even sometimes people put their happiness in a job, for example. Then COVID happens. Everyone is home. Yeah. Some people put their hope in a family member or in marriage. God forbid even that person passes away. It's not, so you can't.
It cannot be in a thing.
It can't be in something outside of yourself. I really believe that we need to be in the driver's seats of our own lives. And sometimes these are those Instagram quote things and people just pass them. But sometimes it's very real. Create your own happiness. Build yourself. Build your joy. Find the things that make you happy and fill yourself first. That is the only way you'll be able to fill someone else. But if you're depending on somebody, something to fill you, God forbid one day that thing is not there.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And
we're all human beings.
All human.
So
and to actually, there's that thing that says to err is human. Making mistakes is just a human. I always believe this is the first time we're doing everything we're doing in life. For example, here you are. This is your first time doing this.
Yes.
Right? You've been doing a specific number of episodes, but this is the first time you're interviewing me, for example.
Yes.
If a mistake were made here, of course, a mistake can be made here because you've never done it before.
Yeah.
The same way people enter into acting, I entered into acting. Of course, I made some mistakes on set. I did, because I've never done it before. Yeah. So you also have to give yourself that grace to make some mistakes and give other people around you the grace to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And then see where life takes you. Yeah.
Should be a counselor.
Hey, wisdom. Are you saying? I was actually told once, by the way, that if this music thing doesn't work out, I should be a counselor.
You should be, actually. You give good advices.
That's what I was told.
Being someone who is in their 30s, what would you say you're enjoying or struggling with?
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, girl, these questions are good. I think I'm enjoying... I think the older you get, some people have really caught this in their 20s and lucky for them. Even some people are born with it. But the more you grow, the less you care what other people think about what you do.
That's so true.
So I've really come into that in the past few years where it's okay, first of all, even my first decisions that I made in my teens to pursue music, for example, and then when my law degree came to actually pick a fork in the road and say I'm going to enter entertainment, that already had started toughening my skin to be hey, because you have to stand up to your parents, you have to stand up to society, you have to stand up to all those uncles and aunties who are still calling you Wakili and they want you to and asking when your law firm is opening, and you're like,
not for me.
No, sir. So I think the more I when I came into now 30s, I don't know, it just hit me like a rock. Actually, people have their own things going on. Yeah. People have their own business. You can't stop what you're doing because someone else is telling you to do it. You can't compare yourself to somebody else. It just became my road.
Yeah.
My path is my path. And my sister used to tell me for years, she's older than me by a few years, so maybe it hit her like a rock a few years back. Because she used to tell me, by the way, it doesn't matter the relationships you're in, you will literally be buried alone. Alone.
Yeah.
So that path that you're choosing, that will end up there, because the only thing that is clear is that we will all die one day.
Yes.
So just know you're ending by yourself. So everything that you're doing until you get there, make sure you're happy with, comfortable with, and you're doing for you. So those are now the things. I don't know. It just hit me one day. I don't know. I think I was even sleeping. I woke up in the bed. I'm like, hey, and yeah,
I need to do the things
that I want to do. You know, yeah.
Years ago, I remember you shared about your weight loss journey.
Yes.
Is that still important to you now?
Yes. So, that's so interesting. So I was having a conversation today about that. So I found myself, I had really, by the way, achieved quite a lot. As you can tell, a little came back. But that was actually from 2020. Actually, COVID did a whole number on me. But I suffered, I don't know how to say it, but quite a big loss in 2021. And that... Pole. Thank you. It changed sort of, you know those things that,
another awakening.
Your brain, but your brain stops for a second, you know? Yeah. So it stopped for a second. So even all the things that I was doing for self-care and whatnot, I stopped doing, you know? So sometimes you'll find yourself, you know, you're now all of a sudden eating the wrong things. You're going to the, you know? So some of the weight did come back. 2023, I am awake. I am back. So there's actually a very nice project that I'm working on just with regards to health. It's not only, and I'm not trying to say, oh my gosh, like this particular look of skinny is what is in, this is this is how you're supposed to look. No. Everybody has their own body, their own story, their own journey.
Yeah.
Mine is just that I know who I want to be and how I want to be in terms of performance. I know how I want to feel. I know how I want to look. I know how I want my hair to look, my skin to look, you know? Because you're coming into your own also as a woman. So yes, I am intending, I have already started to go back, like really in 2023, into focusing on, what things make me feel good and healthy, and how can I do more of those things? And so, you'll be seeing some more content coming up, because I had done a lot of kitchen content when I was also describing that journey of mine.
Yeah.
We are revamping YouTube again this year. So
I was just about to ask you that.
It's coming back.
And I went on YouTube and I'm like, 3 years ago. I'm like,
you're like, why?
Why did you stop?
No, it's all right now. So it's coming back, bigger, better, a little bit different in terms of, yes, it's healthy, but there'll also be a lot of playful stuff. There'll be a lot of fun stuff, because life is also not one unidirectional. Like, it's not one way. Yeah. So I'm just very happy to be able to say that, yes, I'm coming back into that healthy living space very intentionally. And you guys will be along for the ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't wait for that. Now, nilitembea hapo social media. No, these are good stuff.
Okay.
Nikaona, you were honored and your face was plastered kwa Matatu.
Oh, yeah.
How does it feel? I think that's
so nice.
That's the top honor you can get as a
Kenyan artist. It's true.
Yes.
Actually, I think so. It was such so I just got sent this picture. Actually, it was Brian who sent it to me. Of this Matatu, Arongai Matatu, 125 Arongai Matatu, that had my face all over the side, like one of the sides of the Matatu. I was like, what are you talking about? And what's so funny is I know that picture that they used. You know it. Like, I remember that photo shoot. Yeah. I remember how I was, where I was and where my mind was. So it for me sort of reaffirmed something, because sometimes when you're a bit quiet musically and you're quiet in the genre that people know you for, you can think that you're sort of falling behind. So just when those thoughts were creeping in, boom, I was like, okay, Sawa, God, I've had you, I'm okay. I'm doing fine. And I think, like, Matatu culture it's such a rich Kenyan culture. People say, oh, Kenya, we don't have culture, we really have. Matatus by themselves are a cultural phenomenon.
Yes.
So let me just say, I will find that Matatu. I even wrote it on Instagram. I will find that Matatu. I will ride in it. It might be even in a music video. I'm telling you. Because it was such an honor.
Yes.
And we always see, you drive around, you see Akina Sujui Cardi B on your Matatus. Akina Rihanna, Akina who. It's like, now I know that there's a Rongai Matatu with my face on it.
Even go do a whole photo shoot without the Matatu.
With the Matatu, exactly. Kwanza with my hair open, because they chose a picture with my afro. Yeah. I'll find them.
Matatu people.
I'm telling you.
You're waiting.
Okay, it's just I'll go find out what circle that is that runs that nini. I'll find that Matatu.
You're also a boss. LinkedIn hapo. Yani nilienda kila mahali.
you really
Africa
researched me.
Social.
You really researched me.
I did, by the way. Tell us more about the company.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I've actually never been asked that in an interview. So Africa Social is an influencer management company. So when COVID hit, I think the thing that hit me the most, because you remember when so many influencers and Instagram personalities were doing market days. So on Saturday, you'll come and do like, you put 20 businesses
Posts for
on the
a
page.
certain price. Yeah.
Some were very successful, some were not very successful. And so many people would come and ask me, like, okay, when is your market day? And I kept thinking, hey, what can I do that will really milk the value of working with me? Because if I've been blessed enough to be a big enough brand to work with big corporates, and it means it works for them, how can I make sure that this person who is struggling because COVID has hit them hard and the shop is closed, they have to sell their earrings online, they have to sell their clothes online, and they're not used to that. So Africa Social came up as almost like social enterprise. So it's an influencer marketing company.
Agency.
Yes, agency. It just started with me working with a few of the influencers that I know personally, where we came in and we'd push small and medium-sized businesses, but not just push them over one day. We'd do it over a week. So we talk about your brand every day.
Wow. That's more impactful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it started like that just from COVID time. And then over time you realize, hey, okay, wait, we can do a lot more than that. So how do we empower these smaller businesses? So we started entering into teaching them about bookkeeping, teaching them about their own social media pages, teaching them how do you run a business? How do you make sure that your business is flourishing so that even when things like COVID hit, you can still,
Survive.
be making your money. Can we do meet and greets? Can we do open days? Can we do, that kind of stuff? So that's how it started. Now in 2023, I'm looking, because everything is open again. Because you see, also now everything was shut down. So there was so much we could not do. So yeah, that's so interesting. It's my company that I built from the ground. And now we see where it goes,
Hey,
Yeah.
Influencers able reach out to Maureen.
Right? Yeah.
And also businesses.
Exactly.
For link up.
For the link between now just the people with the numbers and the people who need the numbers, but we make them work and collaborate in a way that is very impactful. Not just, I wore so-and-so's earrings. It's okay, that's good too.
Yeah.
But how can
After
we follow?
that,
Yes,
how can
exactly.
we make it better?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say is the best advice a musician has ever given you?
Wow. I think I want to say nameless because there was a time. Okay, so
Him. He can give good advice.
he really can.
Because he's a parent.
He really can. He really can. So when I first started singing before Elani, he didn't even know this. I sang some background vocals for one of his albums. I was not even known. My name was nothing. I was not nobody. But I sang I was doing a jingle that came out many years ago for Golden Fry. I was the one who was singing that jingle. So I sang that jingle, and in that same studio, Nameless was recording his album. So the producer just asked me, hey, like, do you want to,
You can try this.
And I've never done background vocals in my life. I was like, yeah, okay. So I did these vocals for this song, and unfortunately, I was never paid. Right? Now, we found out later, because life continues.
Yeah.
So life continues, and I met Nameless one day in like a different setting, I told him, hi, I do remember this and this song, this. Those are my vocals. And he's like, hey, what do you mean? Like, and this was maybe the second time we've met. And I asked him by then, he didn't pay me. And the thing that I found out that day is he had paid the producer. The producer didn't pay me.
Yeah.
Right?
The producer was like, she doesn't know about
she
this
wouldn't know,
yet.
so she wouldn't, So first, that was a lesson in of itself. And he said, let me tell you something. Even the people who smile with something along these lines, even the people who smile with you, by them, Maureen, just watch your back. Because you don't know. And that was so early on in our career. Everything, we were just sharing everything, happy, just telling everyone everything.
You were this bubble.
Happy-go-lucky people. But then when you really, really sit and he said, also, when you're in rooms, sometimes you sit and you listen. Just sit and listen. Don't talk a lot. You'll learn.
I was told
so
if
many
you
things.
talk fast, you have lost the
Exactly. You've lost it.
Yeah.
Because people will respond based on what you've said.
Yeah.
They won't tell the truth. You know? So, and of course, I remember, I'm sure, because I was so excited to do vocals for Nameless, even I, in that moment, might have said something like, oh, well, you can pay me whatever you want to pay me. So if the guy wants to pay me nothing,
it's nothing.
It's okay, you know.
Yeah.
So he's like, but they just, people will smile. Just the same thing. People will smile at you. This time I think I was like 20 or 19, 20 uko.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Yani, imagine I thought we'd been talking for like 15 minutes. I can't even believe it's over.
Actually 52 minutes.
I can't believe
almost an hour.
That's crazy. But thank you so much. I've really enjoyed myself. Thank you to you, everybody who is watching. Thank you. Make sure that you're following these. If these are the caliber of questions that are being asked,
yes,
it's beautiful. Thank you, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And so I'm just honored and happy that you invited me.
Karibu tena.
Yeah, for sure. When I do the second, you said there's a second and a third.
Yes,
I'll come back.
Sawa. Thank you guys for watching the episode. Please subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one.